hard hill, the last hard hill, when they were contesting a lot of time. And honestly, they just manipulated spawns really well on that map. Nameless played really well with a bow. I feel like Goon needed to play a little bit better to really counter it. I feel like they didn't really get consistent spawns.
Because we were kind of talking about that. Goonjar in this game seems to sometimes drop 40 kills.
Yeah.
Sometimes you're going to get maybe 20, 30 kills. You don't really know what you're going to get. Not the most consistent, but one thing's for sure, on LAN, he's been playing a lot better. It's definitely his comfort zone. Moving on to the S&D, 6-1. That was pretty brutal. Obviously, TK with a 67% win ratio in the season on that map, but 6-1 was crazy.
Yeah, TK just really put on the clinic. They played really well. They just read everything that Envy really did, and they just pushed out effectively.
Yeah, it was really good plays. And then CTF, this was when Nameless kind of came on. I was like, all right, it's the Nameless show. The first half, using that bow, was absolutely dominant.
Yeah.
He was crazy.
Honestly, they fed him way too much. I feel like they didn't really do anything to really counter it or try to get any pulls out. They just kind of relied on really outgunning him. They weren't in any good positions. Like, I guarantee you, majority of Nameless's kills in the situations he was put in, nobody was really shooting back at him.
Right.
So he was just kind of feeding off that and just getting a lead from the pulls that they were getting and really capitalizing on any pulls they actually got. And
then we get to the good one. Probably the best game, or it's definitely up there. Comeback, uplink. Explain. Just explain. The only thing I can say about this map is Looney. That's it.
Okay.
Break it down.
On the first side, in my opinion, it's the good side's still the good side.
Okay.
Unless you hold glass on bad side. But pretty much pushing on a glass, you want to hold blue control, and that's Envy was doing it phenomenally. They were playing extremely well. You want to push blue, you want to maintain that blue control to hold the spawn, to force a back green spawn and make the other team make the decision whether or not they want to OE as a team or wrap back.
Right.
And most teams wrap back, which in my mind isn't like the smartest play to do because you're kind of just feeding people holding power positions.
Right.
But Envy played phenomenally. Went to the second half. I'm pretty sure TK ended up going down like 14 to 6.
It was pretty brutal. What it was.
TK ended up keeping composure. They pushed out blue. They held the spawn. They got 2 dunks off that. That whole craziness with Looney, the bottom middle thing, that kind of could have been avoided. I feel like he was being way too fast with it by himself. And what he could have done instead of just forcing it that first time when he didn't get the jump is just throw the ball down in the middle and wait for his teammates to flank the blue to shoot the people in the back trying to focus where the ball is.
Right.
But he didn't. But it ended up, I guess, working out.
Definitely, yeah. They managed to tie the game. Of course, Looney with some crazy interceptions. Did it twice in the game. Just perfect movement. But going into overtime, what were your initial thoughts when we saw going into OT?
A lot of mistakes.
Right.
That first half, I mean, there was a lot of a lot of choke situations.
I want to know, as a pro player, when you go into overtime and uplink, what's the game plan? Is it go for a 1-point play as quickly as possible, or is it just try and get a 2-point play and end the game?
I feel like if it's right off the break, go for a 1.
Okay.
But like 15, 20 seconds in, if you don't get something fast, you just work for a 2. Because I feel like it's the best bet, and you're forcing them to try to get a dunk on you to try to win the game.
And then, of course, TK pick it up in extraordinary fashion, goes over to a search and destroy. And that search and destroy again was back and forth the whole time before TK coming up clutch.
Yeah, honestly, it was completely back and forth. TK losing their offenses when they're pretty good at offense on the map, in my opinion. They're really good at pushing out A, but they just weren't trading kills effectively. What really got them the lead was when, I believe it was like 4-3 and they were on offense, when Looney took initiative to push the mid-street when they were challenging B-Bomb, picking up that kill off the guy Hegliching, I think it was Zuma.
Right.
Then after that, they pushed out the spawn, got the trade on Merc in the back base, and Gujar picking up that big kill on him. Then when that round was won, that was it, in my opinion.
Well, it was an incredible series, that's for sure. For now, guys, we're going to go to a quick commercial break. When we return, Maven's going to be on the floor with an interview.